Right now?
I
Oh,
think we just went live,
yes.
and I think it takes a minute.
Hey, checking.
It takes a minute for it to update.
Okay,
Yeah. So,
we're good.
okay, so we are good to go. And I just want to take this opportunity to say hi to everybody. We are excited to be here. My name is Dana, and I am here with my dear friend Stephanie. And really, we're going to talk about, you know, doing life together. We're going to have a conversation, and Stephanie's going to share where she's at. We've known each other a long time. I was trying to think how many years, like 14 years, would it be?
14 years. Yep.
Yeah. And we've celebrated a lot of wins together. We've walked through hard times together. And I'm just so excited for you to be here, Stephanie, and share with people where you're at and what we're up to. So why don't we just take an opportunity, and you can, for anyone who is seeing you for the first time, or for those of you who maybe you haven't shared with, just give everybody, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what life looks like these days.
All right. Well, what life looks like right now is I'm very sweaty. I'm in a car. It's stinking hot outside. I just came back from a dinosaur show and my hands are sticky. And I had planned on doing this, and I'm like, you know what? I was going to postpone it. I'm like, no, I'm still doing this. I'm not going to say my anxiety, but my nervous system was like, oh, maybe this is not a good time for this. But I have enough tools in my tool belt to calm those voices down and be like, Steph, just go. The sweaty, the imperfect, this is real life. So yeah, what does life look like right now? So yeah, I'm Stephanie. I am all over the place today, but I really want to be of service to people who feel like I do and are just like, how can we live healthier and simplify it? Like, how can we live purposeful lives? How can we live happy lives? How can we live healthy lives without overcomplicating things, without feeling overwhelmed, which I know that feeling so well. And Dana knows that I know this feeling. So I've found a lot of tools in my 14 years. Some have been helpful. Some have caused more overwhelm, to be honest. And I'm excited to share a new tool that I found that is like just so super simple and helps with so many things. And so that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's amazing. I wanted to ask you, because I know you've walked through some unexpected things in the last like 8 months or so, including a concussion.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, how did that season kind of change? How did you make it through that season, Stephanie? And what would you share with people who are watching about that?
Yeah. Well, at the time I was pissed off. And about a week later, I was so grateful because it forced me to slow down and to simplify things even more. I think we go through, I know we go through seasons for reasons. And my goal is to always keep things simple, because just overwhelm is something my body knows very well and can do very easily. So keeping things simple really helps. So yeah, I think I was definitely running on fumes at the time and I had an idea, but I didn't really know it. So anyways, really had to, I was forced to slow down. Like I literally, I got knocked out. So super grateful for it and gained a lot more tools at that time as well. And like even just that, like that simple breath, right, is enough to just calm things down. And I don't think we do that enough. Like there's so many simple little things that we can do that we just kind of forget about. So yeah, grateful for that time that showed me all the things that were working and that weren't working.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, and I've always admired you so much because you're somebody who really takes like your mindset, and like you've done so much work on, training your brain and your mindset. And this concussion, it was another step to really slowing down the universe's way of saying, you're done, you're taken out for a little bit. And for you, gave you some time from my perspective to really contemplate and assess what you want. And one thing that keeps coming up, and I know is one of your values, is simplicity, Stephanie. And what does that actually mean for you, simplicity?
I think like it means to me, like right now in this moment, it means like doable, right?
Yeah.
Oh, again, like overwhelm is something that can happen in my life really, really easily, and in my mind really easily. And so if it's not simple, like I can do it for a day, I can do it for 2 days. Sometimes I can do, overwhelming things for 3 days, but then I like shut right down. So, um, if it's not simple, I'm just not going to keep doing it. And I have found some great, again, I found some great tools that were awesome, that did a really good job, but they were complicated and they took a lot of time. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't spend time on ourselves, but it's just, it didn't fit into real life as a mom. Right. Could I have woken up at 4 and made it fit, like 4 a.m. and made it fit? Yeah. And a lot of people do that, but that's not fitting into my life right now.
Right.
So I forget if I don't even know if I answered your question, but
Well, just what actual simplicity means to you. And
yeah,
I know for those who follow you, they know you're huge into gardening.
yeah,
Another thing that I really admire you for, because that you take that so seriously, and you can see that, like, that is you taking the time to prep the soil and plan and look after all of that. And really, I mean, Steph, you should do a tour of your backyard, because people would be amazed how it's all laid out. But I think that's part of your simplicity too, is, gardening and just really feeling connected to the earth. I know camping is another thing, and family time with you, Jaren, the kids. Would you say that is part of it as well?
absolutely. Yeah. So it's, for me, gardening does two things. It gets me outside, it gets me physically active and not thinking about life and just thinking about one plant at a time. So that really helps my mental health. And yes, I've got like a huge, beautiful backyard, and it did not start there. And so I really want, again, it's easy for me to look at someone else's homestead and think like, that's just way too much for me. I could never get there. And I built one garden, and then the next year I built another garden, and then like maybe even 3 years later I built another garden, because like it just, and then I'll expand on a garden. And so it didn't come all at once. It came in pieces. And same with camping. Like we started with the tent, and then we got the pop-up trailer, and now we have, so yeah, I just really want to encourage people, like whatever brings you joy. Again, like gardening used to overwhelm me because I would think way too big, and I had to learn for myself, just do what you can, and that's enough, and it's okay. Even if, I planted 48 tomato plants one year. Um it was just wait. I got really excited. I got really excited, and I'm like at half of that this year, and I'm really happy with that.
Right.
So I tend to try to go really big and then come back. Anyways, I don't even know where I'm going with this story, but just baby steps, small steps, like, you know, and that's how I've gotten to where I am now, health wise, garden wise, and I really want to encourage people to just take baby steps and not make it mean that you're going really slow. Like if I look back to me, you know, 14 years ago, I was a completely different person, right? And even 2 years after, like even 12 years ago, I was a completely different person from the 14, whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's getting really hot in this car.
Oh my gosh. You know, I mean, I just love this real conversation, right?
Absolutely.
And you know, we both know that life is beautiful and life is hard and there are ups and downs. And I think there's real power in being vulnerable and sharing where you've been at and where you're at now. And I know one of the things when I first heard about Frequence, the first person that popped into my mind was you because of the mission here of Barb and Dave's mission. And I'm curious, what was it? Because would you say it's fair to say that you were kind of not even thinking about a company or being part of a company? Would you say that is accurate?
Well, so truthfully, the week that you had no, not even the week that you had approached me, because you had sent me a video, let's say one day, and it was only, and I had seen that you had sent it to me, but I'm like, don't have the capacity right now. I'm just like, I'm going to leave it unread. Anyways, I came back to it a week later, but that week that you actually sent it, I was working at a farm. I was working at a seed farm because I felt very scattered in life, and I'm like, I just need to ground for a minute here and just like, what do I want? Because I've dabbled here and there in the past couple years, and I hadn't really landed somewhere that felt in alignment with everything that I want to offer. And with purpose, and so I kind of felt floating. I'm like, okay, I just need to ground. So anyways, I worked at a farm. I loved it. It was an organic seed farm, such a cool experience. Learned so much, which is why my garden is the way that it looks this year. Anyways, so I'm sitting there and I'm like transplanting plants, which, like, by the way, if your hands are actually, or your skin is actually touching live soil, it can raise your serotonin. So like anyways, that's a whole other conversation. But so I'm doing that and I'm like, okay, what do I want to, like, which direction do I want to head in? I've built businesses, like my own businesses. I've sold them. I've done well there. I've done the network marketing thing, the direct sales thing. You know, where do I want to go? And I'm like, I don't really feel like starting my own business again. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time, and everything is on you. And I'm like, truthfully, I'm like, network marketing, it just makes sense. Like, for busy people, like, all you got to do is share something that you're really excited about and that has helped you. It's just it's simple, right? Yeah. So anyways, so I'm like, okay, I think, and I'm going to be honest, I'm like, oh, but I don't really know. You know, I've been in great companies, and you know, I've done great things. I've met amazing people. I've learned amazing lessons. And I was like a little bit, you know, it's smart. It's a really smart business plan, but I don't really know. Probably because I didn't feel like I had found anything that was in alignment. So anyways, so you send me this video. I think it's one thing. So I'm like, okay, Dana, I trust you. I'm going to watch this. It's another thing. And I hear Barb's story, the CEO. She's talking about mental health. She's talking about her daughter who had accidentally overdosed on fentanyl. She was talking about her husband whose brother had committed suicide. And I think there was another suicide in the family. Anyways, tons of like mental health, and how this was, it's nutrition. No, it's frequency on nutrition. I'm like, can this be any more like what I'm asking for? Because I said, I'm like, okay, I'm open, like give me whatever. So I'm like, Dana, I don't even know what this is. Like how do I get started here? So yeah, so that's and so this tool to me, I look at everything as a tool. Like, is this gonna help me, and is it gonna help me help more people?
Yeah.
And if it can, then like let's go. And is it simple? And this is so simple. I don't have to think about very much.
Yeah. Super simple, super in alignment. What I realized hearing Barb and Dave's story is I'm a mission driven person.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, and I mean, we can all think of people, we've all been touched by mental health, and that just spoke to my heart, and I just leaned in even more. So I also want to, ask you, what would you say to someone who's ever questioned, like, whether they're allowed to change? Because so much in this profession, in this industry is, when you change to another company, there can be kind of a negative connotation attached to that. There can be negative ripples, but what would you share with those people when you discover something that feels more aligned?
Well, great question. I was thinking about this earlier today. There's someone on my soccer team who just got a new job because she didn't feel like she was in alignment with her other job. And everyone was congratulating her. They're like, oh, this is amazing. Congratulations. And I think she had just moved like companies 2 years prior to that as well. And I don't know why we feel that it's different in the network marketing world. Like it's not, but for whatever reason, it can feel like that.
Yeah.
I mean, prior to the company that you and I met through and worked at for a really long time, I bounced around too, and I always told myself, I am not staying anywhere I am not happy. I don't care how much money I'm making or not making. I will never settle. And the company that we were at was great up until it wasn't. And so I stopped settling there. And yeah, I've bounced around a little bit because I hadn't found something that really, and I know I've already, mentioned this, but I don't think it's any different than a job in the corporate world. If someone doesn't, and I would say, I think a lot of people stay in the corporate world unhappy more than people stay in network marketing unhappy. They'll go find something that makes them happy and helps them help more people versus staying stuck, is what I see anyways.
It is interesting just to look at it and see how it's perceived as different, but really when you look at the facts of business, it isn't different. But because there are relationships and friendships and all of that are more attached, which is one of the great things, it can hurt when people leave or when you leave. It can feel like, kind of a divorce. I know that I felt that. And though with feeling aligned again, I can tell you that it is the best feeling to be a part of something. And I know that people are driven by different things. Some people are mission, some people are comp plan, some people are product driven. And for me, all of those three are ticked here. So that's really exciting. I wanted just to touch on the mental health again, because I know the thing that keeps coming up for both of us is mental wellness. And why do you think that conversation matters so much right now?
Well, I know for a fact that there's a lot of people struggling and we don't know that they're struggling. And a lot of people are struggling and don't know how to ask for help, don't feel comfortable asking for help. and I really want to be a safe space for people. I want to be able to help, and just with tools, and letting people know they are not like they are you. I think they say 4 out of 5, 1 out of 4. I don't know, whatever stat it is, it doesn't matter. It's a high number of people who are struggling, but I think there's even more people that aren't saying anything. And I think there's a lot of stigma around this, which, because you can't, anyways, I know that there's a lot of people that we could help with this. And our family's been touched. I think every family's been touched somehow, some way. So the fact that we can, potentially help, in even if it's just, this much, it's helpful.
Yeah. And like you said, to offer a tool, to offer something that could make a difference, support somebody through that. I mean, I think back to Barb's daughter, and why one of these products was created was because of helping her through recovery, helping her through, even when she was clean and sober, it wasn't enough. And so there's such an incredible story to that. And if you're watching and you're curious, make sure you reach out to Stephanie, because she will provide you with more and answer any of your questions. I know that we want people to feel good now. And sometimes when people feel depleted, people feel exhausted, people feel it can seem like such a big mountain. You look like you're melting there. Are you melting?
No, it's good. Go ahead, close. I am melting, but I had kids. Anyways, they just wanted to drop something off. I don't know what they're doing, but that's okay. We're good. I'm back. I'm back fully with you here.
Well, I just love, when you hear the words "feel good now," what do they mean to you personally?
It's gonna sound corny. I don't know. I hear hope.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know how to explain it. I think because so many people aren't feeling good in like physically, their mental wellness, spiritually, and that I hear hope.
Yeah.
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 That we are able to help them feel good now.
Mm-hmm. And I love too that, earlier today I was on a call, and a mother was sharing that, she is giving these products to her kids. Like, they can be for all ages as well, kids, teens. And that's something that's really great too, is a whole family can look at this and decide what they want to do, what they want to try. I think as a mother of 4 young adults, had I had access to learning more about this, I would have been all in to learn more and to be curious, because when your kids are suffering, it can be such a helpless feeling. And like you said, there are tools. So I'm curious, as we wrap this up, we're at 24 minutes here. What are you most excited about for this next chapter, Stephanie?
So for myself, I'm excited to get back into community again. We're working at the farm was awesome. We were a little community, which was awesome. But I don't know, the network marketing space. And I know some people are going to hear that word and be like, ugh, and that's fine. And I invite you to just be a little bit more open if that's the feeling that you have. But I've just, I've met so many amazing people, and just the community and being plugged in, because again, like, I can slip really easily into not a great mental space. Like, and I've learned this about myself. And if I don't stay in a healthy community, if I'm not around, people that will naturally like raise me up, I can go downhill really, really quickly. And so I have to have tools and people around me because of that. So that's what I'm excited for me, and I'm excited to help other people learn more about themselves and what tools help them, so that they can feel good now as well, or they can feel at least better than they did, before a tool, before an interaction, before their first sip of rising and vibing, like whatever that looks like, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so for somebody who's been watching today thinking, maybe I need to stop pushing through and start supporting myself, what do you want to say to them?
You don't have to do it alone.
Mm-hmm.
I think so many of us try to do things alone, try to figure things out alone, try to push through alone. We don't have to. I think we feel like we might be, and I'll speak from my own experience. I think I used to think that if I did this alone, I was stronger for it. And I honestly think it is more courageous to reach out and say, I need help.
Yeah.
Like we don't have to sit, like, we don't have to get to the point where we're not okay, but like, I'm struggling in this area, or like, I don't know what to do here. And so reach out, please. Ask for help.
Yeah. And I love that, it takes a village, and we need that village sometimes too, right? We are part of that village for others, but also we need that village.
Yeah.
I know I have learned and relearned that over the years. And also with social media, that can be part of a community too. And that's one of the things that I love most about being a part of network marketing is you are surrounded by amazing people, and there's always a community there, and there's a spot for everybody. It's been incredible to look back, you over 14 years, I'm sure you'd agree, me over the last 26 years, and just think, wow, the people and lives that, whether they, came in for a season or stayed longer, whatever it was, it really can make an impact for people. And I think of even through COVID, where so many people were isolated, and yet, our community was stronger than ever. So, any last thoughts before we wrap this up?
I have so many thoughts, and they're all escaping me at the same time. I would just say, like, if any of this resonates, like, pop, if we said anything about mental health, like, put mental health down, like, in the comments, or if you prefer to kind of stay anonymous publicly and want to reach out and be like, Steph, I need some help. Like, is there anything that you can help with? Like, yes, we're, sort of talking about frequency here, but we're also talking about a lot of other things. I've got a lot of tools in my tool belt that I'm happy to share. Please don't do life alone. Like, even if you're not struggling, like, let's just have fun, right?
Yeah.
So if anything spoke to you, and let's just chat, let's just have a conversation, let's share tools.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We're stronger together.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited for you, Stephanie. I mean, you care about people, and you have a heart for helping people. Anyone who knows you can just see that. And I think that where you're positioned now, and with the mission that we have, you're going to help even more people than ever. And I'm just so grateful for you for being a part of this. So thank you, everybody. And if you have questions or want information, don't hesitate to reach out.
Thanks, Dana. Bye, everyone.